child, these folks is cleaning house. How about you follow suit and clean your system, y'all? This raspberry tea and this Nutraverse will get you right. Don't sleep. Drop down in the description box and click the link to purchase this and other fine products. Nessa girl, I went down to the internet and come to find out Nene Leakes' whole team don't damn dropped her. Damn. When we just thought things couldn't get any worse for Nene Leakes. What in the hell going on? Want to talk about it? Here you go. Nessa girl, I went down to the Twitter and come to find out that people say Nene Leakes' entire team, including her agent, agency, publicist, and her attorney, have all stopped working with her. Now listen, let me preface by saying, by no means necessary is this video going to be a celebration of bad things happening to Nene. That is not my angle. That is not my intention whatsoever. This video is just going to be a logical, rational, deep dive into why it is these things are happening. So first and foremost, when I heard this, my first gut response was, it's that lawsuit bullshit she got going on with Bravo, talking about racism and black women being undervalued, and how she consistently is driving this narrative on social media. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But let's analyze something from a very rational standpoint. Your attorney is on a retainer. Your agent, the agency, they get a commission based on the jobs that they book you. And your publicist is also on a retainer, which means you pay them on a monthly recurring charge for them to do work for you. What does it say about you when the people say, we don't even want your money? The attorney was like, even though you pay me monthly, I don't want your money. The publicist is saying, even though you pay me monthly, I don't want your money. The agent and the agency is saying, even though we get paid off of all the jobs we book for you, we don't want the money. It says that those people don't want to be associated and affiliated with you. And why? I hate to say this, and this is not meant to be an insult, but Nene Leakes and the brand is a sinking ship. And I hate to say it, but I feel like Nene has self-sabotaged her entire career in her inability to take accountability for any of her actions. I got off the phone earlier this morning with someone from the cast, and they revealed that Nene wouldn't go on trips. She wouldn't show up on scenes that she didn't want to be at. She cursed people out. I had a producer tell me many years ago that he knew it was time to go when she became unproducible. And he was saying that they would be trying to produce the scene. She would call up to Bravo, make a big stink, and the executives at Bravo would call and basically make this particular producer have to acquiesce to her demands. And he said then, I knew it was time to go. Nene Leakes got too big for her britches. She thought she was Bravo. She thought that she was irreplaceable. Now let me give her flowers. There would not be any Real Housewives of Atlanta if it was not for Nene Leakes. That is the God honest truth. She was that show for many, many years, and when it's all said and done and that show dies, when you think of Housewives of Atlanta, Nene Leakes will be the first person that you think about. The problem that I have always had with Nene and this, they hate, they don't treat black women fairly. They do black women so bad behind the scenes. It only feels like you have this grievance because you fell out of good graces with the people and with Andy. Am I right? And if I'm wrong, please correct me. Because when you start calling folks racist, which is a very serious allegation, I have to ask the question, when did Andy become racist in your book? Because at one point he was your BFF. And so I know on January 5th, 2017, he didn't just magically become racist. When did they start mistreating black women? Because you did not have this grievance, nor did you express it when you was full out line and kikiing down to the bar with Andy and everybody else from Bravo, and they was paying you good. When you was a rich bitch, getting the big checks, getting these huge ass raises, you were satisfied. Nene has to admit, she became difficult. At the end of the day, at the very end of the day, no matter how big of a star you are, no matter how much money you are making these people, you'll never be bigger than them, and you work for them. Halle Berry can't cuss out Paramount Studios, she'll never work again. Meryl Streep can't cuss out Sony. Meryl Streep is the best actress on the damn planet right now. She ain't bigger than the movie studios. You can't cuss them people out, regardless of how much money you making for them. You can't be difficult. And so the sad part about it is, it's your attorney's job to protect you, to fight for you. When your attorney, your agency, and your PR people don't want to fight for you in this cause, that's because they don't believe in it. And I would be curious to know, she keeps threatening this whole, I got emails, I got receipts, I got text messages. Well, have you given it to your attorney and filed a suit or filed a motion yet? Or you keep giving these hollow threats? Are you going to release them? And the question that I have, right? Because I'm going to talk about her and Mariah. When it comes to Nene, the question that I have at this point is, what is your end game? What is it that you want from Bravo? Because at this point, your relationship and your career with NBC Universal is done. You can't strong arm somebody into giving you a pay raise and giving you spinoff shows. That was your grievance, that they cut your amount of episodes, essentially cutting your money, and that you were not getting spinoff show opportunities. Now that you've done and set all of this in motion, do you honestly think you finna, like, I don't understand how this goes. You go to court, the judge is going to say, I rule in favor of Nene Leakes. Bravo, y'all have to put her back on Housewives and give her 23 episodes at $1.7 million, and I order you to give her 3 spinoff shows. Like, that's not going to happen. So, are you going to try to sue them civilly? Like, I'm legitimately just lost. Mariah's in a similar situation, but her shit is a little different. You know, at the very end of the day, them people stopped fucking with Mariah for the same reason. They didn't like her, she was causing problems, and she was difficult. However, we have to be fair and recognize the fact that Married to Medicine was her intellectual property. You know? And it was Al Reynolds, it was talking to Al Reynolds that kind of helped me realize, okay, you know, regardless of the fact, and regardless of whatever deal, but you know what, it's not regardless of whatever deal. Because if your paperwork was structured right, and Tamar was trying to say that, you know, oh, she's the prime example of how they can screw you in the paperwork, and that you don't be knowing what you signing and you're just so happy to do it. But my rebuttal to that is why you have an entertainment attorney. NBC Universal down in New York, 40 floor building, how many floor building? They have a whole floor of attorneys, legal department, dedicated to protecting the business. So that being said, they're not going to steal somebody's show. They're not going to not do things justly with all them fucking attorneys. And then you have an attorney. So I'm just lost. And for me, fair exchange is no robbery. You provided Bravo a service. They provided you a check. Now, Nene can argue, didn't nobody know who Andy was until her? Didn't nobody know Bravo until she came through and made Real Housewives of Atlanta a #1 rated show? And that may be true. That may be true. But you got paid for it. And no matter what your contribution was, you'll never be bigger than NBC Universal. I read in some other videos and people were just like, I mean, damn, why can't y'all just support black women? Just support them. That's messed up. I am all about supporting anybody that's right. I'm all about, but I'm not gonna blindly support anyone simply because you're a black woman. That's stupid. That is puts me in a bunch of liability. I'm not just gonna blindly follow you, especially when folks have been privy to the goings on and how you carry on and act. That queen bee attitude don't get you nowhere. And I've told y'all this before, and I don't understand why some of y'all don't understand. You get further being liked. Them publicist people, that network people, them people don't want that fight with NBC Universal. And trust and believe, if her attorney thought there was a case, he would have stayed on board. Could you imagine what that would do for somebody's career? You went up against Bravo and NBC Universal and you won? You'd be the most sought after entertainment attorney in damn Hollywood. But he knows that her claim ain't about hitting on nothing. And that he can't win against the machine. You have to ask yourself, why is everybody around you jumping ship? It's the Monique situation all over again. And my question is, I'm all for people doing what they feel they gotta do. But do you want to prove a point? Or do you want to work? Because if you want to work, this ain't the way to go about it. And this is not about rolling over and letting the white man do whatever he want to do to you. It's just business. It's just simple business. And so now you don't burn all these bridges with NBC Universal. You think Fox finna take you? And all the networks that would fall in Nene Leakes' playing field, E, and all that type of stuff, that's under NBC Universal. You think Viacom want to be bothered? To be honest, Viacom probably would not work with her even if she was in good standing, because she's such a Bravo branded celebrity that they normally don't cross like that. But even if all things constant, do you think you finna go over there and work? I'm just not understanding. And see, here's the unfortunate thing, right? When you're in the media business, when you're in television and radio, the longer you stay off the air, the less valuable you become, the less relevant you become, and your fame begins to dwindle, and it becomes more difficult for you to work. The longer Nene is without a gig, the more least desirable she becomes. People are not bamming down the doors to offer her opportunities because she's not on and popping right now. And Nene needs to get back on television quickly if she wants to continue this career. I mean, she's a household name at this point. But if she wants to continue, and you know what's unfortunate? This reminds me, if you haven't seen the Judy Garland movie with Renee Zellweger on, I believe it's on Hulu, it's a really good movie. And there's a parallel in this film. Judy Garland basically ruined her reputation in Hollywood so bad that she was basically, one of the biggest A-listers of all times, and was singing in smoky nightclubs because that's how far she had fallen. And then she ended up having to go overseas and work. Before you know it, Nene Leakes gonna be doing club walkthroughs, again, like she did when they first got their career started 14 years ago. If she don't hurry up and get back on TV, because she's going to lose the steam behind her name, and it's no longer going to draw eyeballs to the situation. I don't know. It's just, you got to know when to hold and when to fold, y'all. And sometimes you got to eat a little shit for the greater good. I just never thought launching this whole whatever against Bravo was smart. And I'm going to tell you something. If it was me, even if I felt like I was being treated unfairly, I think I would have had to just swallow those feelings. Because you have to be able to see the forest for the trees. You have to be able to see the forest for the trees. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And this is just me. I don't believe she was treated unfairly. I don't. I think those people loved her. Them people made a lot of money off of her. Why wouldn't they love her? I think though, after a while, she became too difficult to deal with, and it just wasn't worth the headache. We trying to film a show, you complaining about everything, you walking off scenes, you not coming to scenes, you telling us what you is and ain't gonna do. It doesn't work like that. I don't know any profession where you can go in and tell your boss what you is and ain't gonna do, and they still give you a paycheck every 2 weeks. I don't know any profession where you can walk off the job and you still get a paycheck. I don't know any profession where you can go in and talk to your coworkers and support staff any kind of damn way, just be a devil in a blue dress and still get a paycheck. The reunion, you walked off the job. You slammed your computer down and left. How you slam your computer down and leave is just still want a paycheck from these people. I don't understand it, y'all. And if I am missing something, please fill me in. The other thing too is that once you start this train and this snowball of negativity attached to your name, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is huge news that your agency dropped you. I see a big major agency. So it's not like if everybody's dropping you like a hot potato, it's not like the next big agency in Hollywood is going to run and snatch you up. I hope they do. But any logical, rational, reasonable person is going to be like, danger, Will Robinson. There's a reason this is going on. We might not want to touch that. I don't know. I wish you the best. But it just, I felt like something like this would be coming. From the moment, I don't know, my spirit just told me this war she was trying to launch via Twitter against Bravo just wasn't going to work. You just went about it wrong. And too, if you were going to do it, you should have did it through attorneys and legal channels and kept it all out of social media. Them people is not finna let you consistently harass and badger and throw allegations out there about them and give you a check or more shows. And all of your people leaving you proves that they don't support what you're doing either, and that there may not even be anything there. Because if you were standing in right, and if you had the emails and the texts and all this type of stuff, I honestly feel like all of these people would be standing behind you. But it feels as if they feel you're delusional, and that's why they walked. Either way, y'all, you know, let's wish her the best and pray for her. And I honestly hope Nene can find the peace that she needs and rebuilds her career before she end up on marriage boot camp. You know what I'm saying? And it's beginning to feel like she gonna be rounding on marriage boot camp real soon at this rate. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe and press that little bell button so you always get a notification when I make a call. And I will call y'all later. Bye.